guys, what's up? The Minecraft Potato Teir, and welcome back to another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. And this was with my stepbrother, so it was a really nice battle. I really enjoyed it. Very interesting choices were put everywhere. And as you can see, my team did change. My team now consists of my shiny Sableye, my shiny Metagross, Ludicolo, Luxray, Mawile, and Arcanine. So I did change up my team, and this battle was just really good. It was really fun, and without further ado, I guess we'll just start with the battle. And yeah, so there was a lot of interesting choices, and he had interesting Pokemon too. And he sent out Boldore, which I thought was very interesting, and I just go for Sableye right away, just because I always lead with Sableye now, and I got the shiny Sableye but I went for Fake Out to try to get a flinch, even though it doesn't do that much damage. But I know the Boldore was really defensive, so I just went for a Will-O-Wisp to try to get a burn, and you know, just have him die from a burn. And he goes for a Power Gem, which was pretty cool. I've never seen really a Boldore in a battle before, but it was interesting to have a Boldore. So I just switched into Google Chrome, so I could, I was gonna go for Earthquake, but I thought he was gonna switch out to like a Flying type or something, so to play it safe, I just went for Hammer Arm to do damage no matter what. He got hurt by his burn, but he did withdraw, and I was like, alright, well, he's probably gonna switch into a Flying type, but no, he switched into his Delphox, and if I would have used Earthquake, it still probably would have killed it. But he dodged it anyway, so it didn't even do any damage. And the Flamethrower did take out my Metagross, because Metagross's special defense is terrible. So, I just went for Luxray to try to get some decent damage, and he goes for a Fire Blast. So, it did hit, and it did massive damage. I just went for a Thunder Wave, because I wanted to go for a Crunch, but I knew Crunch wouldn't take it out right away, so I wanted it to get paralyzed. So I was able to get 2 crunches in without dying for another Fire Blast. So I went for a crunch, of course, and it did lots of damage, and just as I expected, it did not take it out. And luckily enough, the paralyzation did stop it from attacking, and I went for another crunch, and I took out the Delphox. And that was really good, because this Delphox is really strong, and I would know, because we've actually battled about 4 times already, and this is the first time I beat him, so he beat me all the other times with that Delphox. So, he Mega Evolves as Lucario, and I was very scared by this thing because it's really strong. I was kind of scared, and it goes for Dragon Pulse, and it does massive damage, and it does take out my Luxray, but he did really good to take out that Delphox, which was really a big threat on the team. So I sent out my Mawile, because I knew I'd be able to take a Fighting type move, because of the Fairy typing, and I Mega Evolve so I can get some boosts in defense, and so I wouldn't take one-shotted. And he goes for an Aura Sphere, which I was kind of expecting, and I didn't think it would do as much damage as it did. And I went for Stone Edge, but of course he avoided it, so I just switched out, because I didn't want to risk my Mega Mawile being taken out already. So I go into Crystal, and I was expecting a Fighting type move, and that was what happened, and of course it doesn't affect me because I'm Ghost. And I had a quick Claw, and I wanted to burn it, so I go for the Will-O-Wisp, and I do take out, or I didn't take it out, I did burn it, which is good, because that thing is going to be a pain to kill, and it goes for a Dragon Pulse, and it is going to take out my Sableye, which is very unfortunate, but it did really good with all those burns. It is really going to help me in the long run, and it was kind of a sacrifice, but it was worth it to get a burn on that Mega Lucario, so I go for my Arcanine, and I do lower his attack a little bit with the Intimidate, but it wasn't really that much. And I went for a Fire Blast straight off, just to do some massive damage on this guy, and of course it does massive damage. And it is going to take him out, which is good. And he sends out his Blastoise, and I was, of course, I thought Fire Blast was to do major damage, but Blastoise is just so bulky, he just takes it, and I didn't want to risk, you know, being one-shotted by Hydro Pump. And he went for an Iron Defense, which is very interesting. It raises physical defense. So, I just switch out my Arcanine because I didn't want him dead. But luckily I did take out that Mega Lucario. But I go for Crazy Mexican, and he goes for Surf, which he probably thought I wasn't going to switch out for some reason. And, of course, my Lucario ate it up, and he goes for Skull Bash, which is going to take 2 moves. And I don't know why he didn't switch out, because I would have, you know, one-shotted with Energy Ball, which is what I did. But, you know, luckily his physical defense was being risen, not his special, so I was able to take out him, I was able to take him out easily with an Energy Ball. And he sends out the Scissor I gave him with Scissorite. And, I just switch out, because I didn't want to have a Bug-type move one-shot me, so I go into Arcanine, expecting a Bug-type move. And I lowered his attack again, which is good because Scizor is terrible with that attack and it makes me scared. But of course, he did go for a Bug-type move, which is what I expected. And I went for a Fire-type move because, you know, just it's really strong. And I'm Choice Scarfed, so Fire Blast is going to do extra damage, and it's a stab. So it still does massive damage on that Boldore, even though he's a Rock-type. The burn is almost took him out. So I just switch out because I don't want to get killed by a Power Gem. So I went into Crazy Mexican because I knew he would be able to take a Power Gem. And he did go for a Power Gem, luckily. And it did not that much damage at all. And he dies to the burn. And Boldore does go out, which is good because that Power Gem does pretty good damage. And he sends out Reaper again. And of course I was expecting the Bug-type move, so I just switched out again, because I didn't want to die right back into Arcanine like before. And the Intimidate is going to lower his attack again, which is pretty good. So his attack is pretty low at the moment because of these Intimidates. And the X-Scissor is barely going to do anything. It does like 20 damage, which is good. And I went straight for Fire Blast. And of course it is going to one-shot it because of that Bug Steel typing. And Reaper does go out, which is good because Scissor is really, really powerful. And he sends out a Skarmory. And I really knew that I had this in the bag, but Fire Blast didn't miss, and I would have gone for a Flamethrower right after this, but I was Choice Scarfed, and I was out of PP for a Fire Blast, so I just switched out. I could have switched back into Arcanine, but I just switched into my Mega Mawile just to, you know, and of course I avoided that Air Slash, but I didn't avoid that one, but as I was saying though, I just wanted my Mega Mawile to do something in this battle, because really all it did was take one Aura Sphere, and that from a Mega Lucario. But I just went for a Crunch and lowered its defense, which is good because one more Crunch would have been able to take it out. But it went for Night Slash, and almost took me out. And I just went for another Crunch, and I did take out the Skarmory. So that was a really fun battle. I really enjoyed it. The Mega Mawile didn't do as much as I thought it would, but it did pretty nice. It did take out that Skarmory. But I still had my Ludicolo, Arcanine, and Mawile, so I would have, even if my Mawile died, I would have just switched back. I would have just switched in my Arcanine and finished it off with Flamethrower. But I just wanted my Mega Mawile to do something, and it was pretty fun. So yeah, I enjoyed this battle. Thank you for the battle, and yeah, so I'll leave my friend code in the description if you guys want to battle me, and just message me in the comments below if you want to battle me, and maybe I'll make a video. So that's really it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm the Minecraft Potato P, and I'll see you guys later.